Hi everyone, hope you all are well. Sorry for a bit of an extended absence. I was finishing school and lately I've been trying to prepare something cool for this channel. It's a secret, VTuber stuff. But in that time, y'all have shown some incredible support for my channel. So, big thank you for that. I really didn't expect that whatsoever. By the way, before I get into the meat of this video, the drawing that you see zooming in the background is a raffle prize for a Twitter user. I'll leave the link to the finished version in the description. Also in the description are my commission prices. DM me on Instagram or Twitter if you're interested. Give me your money. So I thought I'd ease into uploading again with just giving some tips for beginner artists I wish I had heard as a little baby drawer. By the way, these tips are not directed towards any certain age group. These can really be applied to anyone of any age who's really just starting art. To begin, cheap art supplies aren't necessarily bad supplies. Growing up, I couldn't afford to have Prismacolor pencil crayons, a really good quality sketchbook, or like a variety of supplies to use. I made do with what I had, and now, as a more experienced artist, with access to more supplies, it made me not only appreciate what I have, but also encouraged me to think of different ways that I could use the medium. I spent like 7 years desperately wanting Copics before I bought my first Copic. I could only afford to get like 3 at the time, but I used those 3 intensely and everywhere and learn the ins and outs of using what I had. With what you have is a very valuable asset, and if you wish to get into art as a career, you will need to work with what you have and be very flexible with supplies. Second, art is a skill that takes practice. It is very frustrating. You will find videos that will explain how to help your art grow and how to grow as an artist, but one that most young artists look over is that art takes time and practice. You may also come across people where art comes naturally to them, but it is very rare for that to happen. There really is no method or one true way to increase your skill as an artist, and practicing drawing is slow but an easy way to help that skill. This does bring me to my next tip though. Learning the fundamentals of art will help you significantly. So, bad news, this includes learning some sense of realism. I'm not saying that you have to know how to do detailed pencil portraits before you develop your own style, but understanding facial proportions and shadows is very important to branching off and making your own art. This does not mean that you have to sit down and do boring studies of one face. It can mean finding an interesting model on the internet and doing studies of them, or going outside and drawing from life. Learning things technically is important, but it shouldn't feel like a chore. I think it's very important that you do studies that you're interested in and making the art that you make still feel fun, even though it is just fundamentals. Okay. Anyways, building off of building art as a skill rather than a hobby, learning how to use references properly is a very valuable skill, especially if you're putting your art online. Now, I'm not going to get into the difference between references, tracing, and copying because I believe that has already been talked about at length by other people and has been done very well. But please do not feel afraid to use references. As a beginner artist, I was always scared to seem like I was copying, so I just didn't use references most of the time. This caused things in my art to look weird and not proportion well, and just overall made the entire drawing suffer. So instead of doing what I did, what I recommend now is referencing from real life rather than other people's art. It is easier to stylize and reference from real life than from another person's style. I would recommend using references for poses, different hand positions, how clothes fold, where shadows and highlights lay, and basically anything you need or are confused about, please God, use a reference. If you know anything about art history, you'll know that every single artist in the entire history shit used references. So why wouldn't you? You know, you're just a kid on the internet. Just fucking use them. If you get anything from this video, please just let it be that references are not cheating. Thank you. And my final tips are in regards to beginning to post your work online, or if you're looking to post your work online. So because I feel like a fair bit of youngins will watch this, I feel like I should remind people of internet safety. Please don't post your real name, your real address, your real last name, where you go to school, any type of personal identification. please don't post that online. I thought that would be common sense at this point, but a lot of kids are like getting themselves in trouble. So please, God, don't do that. Also, please don't post your age, no matter like how often you want to like meet friends your age. It is not worth the risk of pedophiles. Just please keep yourself safe. Okay, so online safety PSA is now over. Let's get to the regular scheduled programming of art content. So if you're going to post your art online, please remember that popularity does not happen as quick as it seems. I've been posting art under the name VampyBat for about 5 years now, and only recently have people seemed to recognize my name or my art. And I don't want this to be misconstrued as me complaining, because that's just how it'll be on the internet, and I very much know that, and it's frustrating, but once again, that's just how it be. It takes a long time and a lot of dedication to posting, so please, please, please don't expect any instant popularity. It'll just kill your drive to post, and it will make your art feel like a chore. It's exhausting and sometimes feels thankless, but please remember that working hard and putting in the hours is honestly the number one way to build a space that will support you and feels good for you. Another tip that I have that is specific to posting online is to make art for yourself and not just to post online. I feel like that is a really generic tip that it gets said quite a lot, but I feel like I should probably extend on it so that it makes more sense for you all. So the difference between making art for posting online and making art for yourself is the connection to your work. So in high school, I made a lot of art just for myself, and it was a lot of like high school art projects and stuff, and I still can look at those pieces and I will really like resonate with them. I really enjoyed making those pieces. I still have those. I'm really proud of them, and I keep them for myself. Now, if it made, I went through a phase of making art just to post and just to get likes and attention and stuff. And I now look at that art and I honestly am a little bit embarrassed about it. It doesn't look good to me. It doesn't feel good to me. It might look good to other people, but it doesn't feel like my art. Now, if you're a kid watching this, that might not make a whole lot of sense to you, and I understand. I used to be in that sort of same position of like, I will always love my art no matter what. But please, God, trust me on this. It will feel like crap in either a few months or a few years, but it will eventually catch up to you. Getting likes and followers gives you that good short-term serotonin, but long-term you will be burnt out in making pieces that you just didn't put your heart into. My last and final tip is just that instead of networking and talking to people to try to bring up your social status in the community, please just make lasting friendships and relationships, because that's what you'll get when eventually you kind of get sick of the community and you want to leave to another community. That networking, all those points, will not transfer to another community. They don't matter. What matters is the actual friendships and bonds that you've made. Please don't just use people and follow people just for a follow back, because long term, useless, doesn't feel good. And having those lasting friendships will make you much happier in the long term. That's pretty much all the tips I have for now for beginner artists. I might have a couple more and might make another video similar to this if you guys like this one. But otherwise, thank you for your sweet comments on all my other previous posts. They're what keeps making me make videos and feeling good about actually being here. I read and respond to all of them, and I appreciate them more than literally anything. I've actually been getting compliments about my voice recently, which I didn't expect, but it's really super sweet, so double thank you for that. And if you like this video, feel free to support me by subscribing and liking the video. It's not mandatory, but it gives me that sweet validation and lets me know that y'all like what I'm posting and you guys want to see what I post and what I should make more of. So thank you for watching, and see you in the next video where I will kiss your mom. Bye.